Hey cactus friends, it's Jenny from Cookies Cacti. I have a question that's been running through my mind and I wanted to ask y'all what you think about this. Often I ask myself when I go and make a decision to purchase a certain plant and to be willing to pay a certain amount of money for a certain kind of plant, you notice I am pointing at a particular plant, how much of that decision to go through with it is influenced by scarcity of the plant, influenced by the desire that I hear or see from other cactus collectors, and how much of it is influenced just purely by my own taste in a plant. Meaning, would I have bought or even recognized this Mammillaria crucigira if it was just with my own eyes, my own taste, without any influence from anybody else? And my answer, I feel like, would be no. Would I buy this if I saw this? First of all, I wouldn't have even noticed this plant. And the evidence is that, Box Greenhouse Nursery, that private greenhouse that is open to the public that you can go in and visit, they have several pots of crucigira. And the first time, second time, third time that I ever went into that greenhouse, I never noticed the crucigira. The plants that I would notice were mostly like these white fuzzy mammillaria. Like I didn't pay attention to this at all. But now I pay attention to this because other people have made it aware in my brain. The other thing is that if there wasn't a scarcity or a rarity to this plant, would I have bought this? Like if this was readily available everywhere else, would I have bought this plant? That's the question that I ask myself often these days. Like, am I buying these because I truly like them from, Jenny's eyes? I think this is the coolest looking, most beautiful mammillaria. Or is it because of influence? I really think it's because of influence, to be honest. I mean, I love this plant, and now because there's no way to separate between what Jenny likes and what is influenced anymore because it's too late. So now I love this plant and I can see it everywhere. And anytime I go into a greenhouse or anywhere and I see this plant, first of all, I'll be able to see it. And second of all, I will ooh and ah at it because maybe I know how rare it is and how scarce it is and how hard it is to find and how expensive of a plant it is because of that reason. Now, on the other hand, here's an example of a mammillaria that I have no idea what it is. Some folks have tried to guess. It is not special or rare in any way. It was $14 from Box Nursery, and I bought it because Jenny's taste likes the look of this plant. $14, $300. And I have many other examples of plants here that fall into both category. I bought that mammillaria because I like the way that it looked. It is not special in any way. It's one of those gallon mammillaria. These mammillaria came from Home Depot. These are Altman plants. This is Mammillaria mystax. It was probably $6. Not rare in any way, but I bought it because people talked about mystax all the time. So this is one of those that's not rare, but people talk about it all the time. Would I have bought this if it was just up to my own eyes and my own taste? Probably not. This one is, though, elegans. This is another Altman plant. Because I like these like white ball like mammillaria. Like I like the shape of this plant. Like when I look through this, how many of these plants are because of influence and how many of these are because I actually just my eyeballs like them? This is Mammillaria densispina, Altman plant from Walmart. My eyes actually are very attracted to this plant. Not rare in any way. I think it's probably also $6. So I ask myself, those Thelocactus, is it because people like Thelocactus or because I like the way they look? I don't know. This one was an Aplanata cream spike agave. This one was because of my own eyes. I just find that to be incredibly attractive. But I ask myself this question a lot. What do y'all think? How much of our cactus buying is based off of influence and based off of scarcity and rarity, and how much of it is because we truly, truly love the way that it looks from our eyes. Like, we would just say, I like this plant, regardless how much it costs or how rare it is, or I don't care if it's not rare, I just like the way that it looks. Because I asked myself the same question about Ariocarpus. Do I buy Ariocarpus because I like the way they look? Or because I like what they stand for? Or because other people like Ariocarpus and therefore I like Ariocarpus? Like, would I have ever bought this with my own eyes without ever knowing what it is? Would I? Can't answer that question. Astrophytum has always been a love. And Astrophytum are not rare. You can find Astrophytum, all over the place. I mean, if you don't have local places that sell them, you can find them all online, and they're relatively affordable, depending on the size. But this is a plant that I don't think is influenced in terms of Astrophytum. I just like the way Astrophytum look, and therefore I like Astrophytum. But Ariocarpus, I cannot say. No, Huizili poechlea as well. Even though Huizili poechlea are not that rare and they're not that expensive, but they are in that Crucigira kind of relative, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but if I didn't know this is Huizili poechlea, would I have bought it? Would I have thought that this was beautiful compared to, let's say, this mammillaria? This is not one of those, hundreds of dollars mammillaria. This is $7.50 from Plants for the Southwest. I don't know. This is Talalochi. So here's an interesting one. This one is, what is it? Crucigira Talalochi? Talaloki? Talalaki? This is something I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was cute, and I bought it from Plants for the Southwest several years ago. It was $6. So I didn't know that this was rare or that people sought after this one. I just bought it because it was cute. So that was through just Jenny's pure eyes of not knowing what this was, and it turned out to be Talalochi or Talakii, whatever it's called. I don't know how it is that we get influenced, or what is our decision to buy certain types of plants. I don't know. What do you all think? Does it apply to you? Copiapoa. Would I have been into Copiapoa if it wasn't a popular genus? I can't say. These are all babies, so I don't even know anything about these plants, and I just bought the seeds. But why did I buy them? Because Copiapoa are popular. I don't know. That's all I can say. Do I really like these? Now I have to say that after these came up, like the Lumbeckii, yes, now I do love them. And this is not through influence, like my eyes like that look. By the way, it rained really heavy yesterday, and I had just repotted a whole bunch of these seedlings, so I don't know if they're going to survive or not. I knew it was going to rain, but I didn't think it would rain that hard. And then I had family stuff that day, so I didn't have, I wasn't at home when it was downpouring, so I didn't even have a choice of this, so we'll see. So I'll leave that question to you all. What do you all think? What are our plant purchase decisions? Does it come from influence? Does it come from our own taste? Or is it just a mix? I think for myself, it's a whole mix. Yeah, that's what goes on in my mind these days. I'm willing to admit that I am heavily influenced. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.